I put you on silent for now. What's up, guys? Tim Zabriskie here, back at it again with the brand new vid. Crazy day today. The Albany kids are back, so my gym was just flooded. I didn't even take a break today. I barely even got to eat. I think I only ate like a couple meals today. It was nuts. We got a great show for you today. I have a huge announcement I can't wait to talk about. And, of course, we have LA from Sports and Chance. We're going to talk about that McGregor fight, amongst other things. LA, what's going on?
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
What'd you think of that fight last night?
I don't know. I'm happy that it, went to 10 rounds.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was saying he wasn't going to make it, but I feel like the ref pulled the plug too soon. I don't know. That's what people are talking about as well.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, but at the same time, I kept saying to myself, I was like, I think that the referee has played a little bit too much Mortal Kombat. Because, you know, like how after you get to the second, like you beat the guy twice, and then it's like, finish him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the guy's like standing there like this, like just going back and forth. I really feel that that's exactly what happened in that situation where the guy was just like, oh, no, yeah. Mayweather took too long to finish him, so we got to call the thing.
Yeah. Or they're so concerned about the safety of it where they doctor said that McGregor shouldn't be in this fight, you know?
Yeah. The doctor said that?
I saw an article that said it's unsafe for McGregor to fight.
Oh.
It's just a bunch of BS, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you could just tell by the 9th round he was getting fatigued and he just wasn't used to it. His arms were just hanging. So I was I mean, it didn't go the distance like Mayweather was preaching, but I still thought it was decent fight. I don't know.
I feel the same way. I think that one of the things that really got to me was when Mayweather, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit with you, but when Mayweather was talking the post fight saying that this is what we planned, I think that he's telling the truth there, because when you think about it, the way that McGregor kind of fights, kind of the same way that Ronda fought, right? They go in there, they throw all these punches, and that's why Ronda, in the same sort of way, would beat people in 30 seconds because she'd go in there hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So McGregor kind of did the same thing. He went in there, he went super hard, super fast, blew himself up.
Yeah.
But still, I also read an article today that said
they said Mayweather was let him tire himself out, let me frustrate him, and that's essentially what they did.
Exactly. And it was what definitely made the most sense, because he blew himself up. He got to, even in the 9th round, he seemed a little rough, but then in that 10th round, you just saw it. The look on his face was there. He was done.
Yeah, and then Mayweather just ready to pounce,
Exactly. He didn't throw that many punches in the first couple rounds, but then
yeah, I think he was just let McGregor just kind of come at him because he knew he can go the distance, because they said, I think McGregor, this was the longest he's ever been in a fight, or I think it was maybe 20 minutes tops that he's ever been in a fight.
It was 25. 25 minutes is
25 minutes
is the longest for the UFC fights that he's been in. But still, even with that, one of the stats that I read too, somebody had posted all the stats of all the other people that's fought Mayweather and how many have gotten hits on him and stuff like that. Mayweather still like beat the I think the guy under Mayweather hit 105 hits on him. He still got like 115 or 120 or something like that. So he definitely did more than anybody else did, you know?
Yeah, I really think like, yeah, people like underestimated him so much, and I was like, he trained as a boxer at a young age, and granted, like he does MMA, but you still do boxing training, even if you do other things. Like you could tell he kind of wanted to like wrap him up sometimes, but you still like boxing still at the core of some of what he does, you know?
Definitely. And at the same time, like you just saw the MMA fighter instinct just coming into him. Every single time he would grab him. Every time he would hit one of those hammer hits or whatever it's called. But you know, and they're not legal or whatever. But still, I was really impressed. I think there's articles going that he's going to stick with boxing. But
I mean, potentially he's only 29 years old, so
he's a baby.
I mean, yeah. And he's already accomplished a lot in the MMA, so it's like, okay, this could be a new challenge.
Definitely, for sure. So, what about did you see the fight before the McGregor fight with that kid?
I only watched the Conor McGregor fight and Mayweather fight.
So I don't know who this kid was, right? But the thing is that he did something where he punched the kid in the back of the head, and then he threw him on the ground like this, like by his throat, and then the referee still gave it to him. It was super controversial. It made no sense. It was way more controversial than anything that Mayweather or Conor did. But yeah, and then the guy was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's not what it looks like. He was already on his way down when that happened, and I accidentally hit him in the back of the." I think the kid was full of crap. You definitely got to watch it. It was the fight right before his. I don't know what the guy's names were or anything like that.
Okay, I gotta look. I'll look up highlights then.
Definitely. What was where did you watch the fight?
It's really bad. I mean, all the bars were packed.
Mm-hmm.
Like they stopped letting people in at a certain point.
Yeah.
I literally just kind of like watched it. I was like walking around and like watching in a hotel lobby. Like I was down. Like because it was that. It was insane. Like bars just stopped letting people in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna hang out from 6-7 o'clock. And I knew the fight wasn't gonna happen till like around midnight. So I was like, I'm not gonna be sitting on a stool for that long.
Well, how much were the covers down in Manhattan for the fights at any of the bars?
Some of them were like $20. I mean, some were like $50. I heard like some obscene bar in Manhattan that was like $1,800 just for the table.
What? That's crazy.
I don't know where, but someone I work with like said that to me. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, absolutely insane.
Yeah.
What people like trying to just make off of this fight, you know?
Even some of the bar, like one of the bars up here, the cover charge was $20, and to me, I was just like, that's insane. So,
yeah,
you watched it in a hotel lobby. You know where I watched it?
Where?
I watched it on a stream from some guy that put a tripod, on his phone on a tripod in front of the TV, and I caught the stream because he had it live off Instagram.
Oh my god!
How ridiculous is that? But
I was like, I'm not gonna pay $100 for this, you know?
Yeah.
Like that was my thought process too. I'm like, I'm not paying, and then I'm not gonna like end up spending more money at the bar on top of that, you know? So.
Exactly. And the guy that was doing it, he kept plugging himself. He's like, yo, make sure you like my page, because I'm gonna go private for the main event. And I was like, that's a fair trade. I mean, I'm just clicking a button and I get to see this fight.
Yeah. That's funny.
Is there anything else going on in sports?
It's just preseason's wrapping up. Patriots lost Julian Edelman to an ACL injury, so everybody's freaking out, but I'm sure they're going to be fine. You know, they just won the Super Bowl, and then everybody's getting their fantasy league together.
Yeah, that's right. I know.
For the start of the season.
That's crazy. So I actually, this is how I take notes, everyone, just so that you know. I write it on a Post-it, I stick it in my wallet, and then 7 days later I'll take it out. But did you hear about this thing with the Atlanta Falcons' new stadium and Chick-fil-A?
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I was like, I couldn't believe that. It's only open one day. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. So if you don't know, this is the Cliff Notes because I don't know the full story. But the Atlanta Falcons, they have a new stadium. When does the stadium open? Do you know yet?
It should be. It's the start of the new season. I thought it was the start of this season.
Okay, so
the stadium opens.
That makes sense to me. So the stadium opens this year, and now there's a restaurant called Chick-fil-A. If you haven't eaten there, you're an idiot. I'm just kidding.
I freaking love that place.
Oh, it's so good. The problem with the restaurant is that they close on Sunday. I don't know if it's a religious thing.
It's due to religious reasons. He's the owner's very a Christian.
Gotcha.
And so he makes sure that like he follows that like he with his belief that everybody like that you should be able to go to church on Sunday and not have to worry about like work.
Yeah. So that's great and all, but I think that when sporting events are on Sunday and the restaurant is closed in the stadium, it's not a good business decision. I think that there's an exception to the rule.
But props to him for keeping his morals and values because he wouldn't budge. They're only open. The Falcons only have one Thursday night game, and then 7 Sunday games. They don't even have like a Monday night.
There's not a Monday night game at all?
No, they don't have a Monday night game. They only have a Thursday night game.
Oh my God! So I don't know what someone was thinking. I'm sure that I think they have to be one of the sponsors of the stadium. I haven't looked into it, right?
But I was like, that's the only thing I can think of, that they have to be out of sponsors of the stadium. That's the only thing I could think of, like why they would have like be in there and like be able to get away with that.
Well, this is my assumption on the whole thing. I'm pretty certain that they rent that space out. Like they rent that space of the arena to the vendor, and I don't know.
I know, but I mean they're so big in the South, you know.
Right.
But I feel like it's good for them to be in the stadium because, granted, like the company like Aramark's in most of sporting venues,
mm-hmm.
but say they hold sponsorship of like college games, and college games are played on Saturdays, so they're going to definitely be open then. And what if they have like one of the bowls there? Yeah,
that was my question about the whole thing. Is like I know that in my short experience with events, and you definitely have a lot more experience with events, if this is the type of stadium that would be hosting other events as well.
Yeah, they have to be doing something else too.
Yeah, so Chick-fil-A will be there, but not for what the stadium's intended for. All right, so I'm going to pull up the website here. That way you can tell us more about Sports and Champs. Let us know what's going on.
So essentially just a way for everyone to learn about sports and be included in the conversation. We try to make it as simple as possible for you to understand the various sports, and so you can be a part of something and not feel like you don't know what you're talking about and you're sitting or behind the scenes when everybody else is talking.
Sounds awesome. Yeah. So last question. Have you ever heard of a wrestler by the name of Al Snow?
Yes. He was the one with the head, right?
Yeah. So
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, so the cool thing is that he started a brand new clothing line, and the clothing line is called Collar and Elbow. So if you go to collarandelbowbrand.com, what he did was he found this niche of really cool clothing and professional wrestling, and he started a clothing line. So I reached out to him. He was looking for brand ambassadors, and we actually have a sponsor now, LA.
Oh, congrats. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you.
It's pretty sweet. So I'm going to actually play a promotional video from his website along with my promo code. So if you get something from the actual website,
collar and elbow bouts
you'll get a discount and a break.
Contest of balance.
Awesome. That's amazing.
The opening position or stance featured the hand and arm positioning which gave the wrestling style its name. Contestants faced one another, each placing one hand on his adversary's shoulder and gripping his adversary's forearm with his other hand. This establishes the opening box, prevents bull-like rushes or throat grabs, minimizes disadvantages in height or arm's reach, and prevents deft footwork. Here, the champion squares off with the challenger. Each holds the stance until his opponent forces or permits him to break.
So that was pretty freaking awesome, right? So if you go to the website, collarandelbowbrand.com, you can take a look at the store, which I'll pull up right now. Their stuff is pretty freaking sweet. I think the way that the email described it is that every quarter they have a new drop that happens. So I really love this shirt right here. This is the one that I ordered. This is the one that I hope comes in. I'm gonna definitely do a review on the shirt itself when it does pop up. I don't know what's happening here, but yeah, if you want to go to the store, when you order something, use the promo code TimZShow, and you will get a discounted rate. So that's pretty freaking awesome, right? I did reach out to Al Snow himself. I thanked him for this opportunity, and he was very gracious about the whole thing. So that's the announcement that I have. Now, I want to open up the phone lines to anybody else. Anyone that wants to talk about this Conor McGregor fight, feel free to jump right in. I'm going to give this about a minute or two. Yeah, as I mentioned before, the fight was sweet, so I don't know. If anyone's available, if anybody wants to call in, let me know what you think of the fight. I thought the fight was it was what it was, but all right, sounds good. Great show tonight. Super happy that everyone had a fantastic weekend and everything like that. Hope everyone has a great day, a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Have a good one.